tasted awful. I spit it out in the garbage. Well, at least now I know I wasn't missing anything great. Fudge ate his supper in the kitchen before company arrived. While he was eating, I heard my mother remind him, Fudgy, don't go, Fudgy, going to be a good boy tonight? Very good for Daddy's friends? Good, Fudge said. Good boy. That's right, my mother told him. I changed and Fudge finished his supper. I was going to eat with company, being 9 has its advantage. Who's that?
What?
My mother was all dressed up by the time my father got home with the Yarbies. You never have guessed that Mom spent most of the day in the kitchen. You'd also never have guessed that Fudge ate 2 flowers. He was feeling fine. He even smelled nice, like baby powder. Mrs. Yarby picked him up right away. I knew she would. She's looked like a grandmother. That type always makes a big deal out of Fudge. She walked into the living room, cuddled him, then she sat down on the sofa and bounced Fudge on her lap. Isn't he the cutest little boy? Miss Yarby said. I just love babies. She gave him a big kiss on the top of his head. I kept waiting for somebody to tell her Fudge was no baby, but no one did. My father carried the Yarby suitcase into Fudge's room. When he came back, he introduced me to our company. This is our older son, Peter, he said to the Yarbys. I'm 9 and in 4th grade, I told him. How do, Peter? Mr. Yarby said. Mrs. Yarby gave me a nod. She was still busy with Fudge. I have a surprise for this dear little boy, she said. It's in my suitcase. Should I get it? Yes, Fudge shouted. Go get. Mrs. Yarby laughed as if that was the best joke she'd ever heard. I'll be right back, she told Fudge. She put him down and ran off to find her suitcase. She came back carrying a present tied up with a red ribbon. Ooh, Fudge cried, opening his eyes wide. Goody, he clapped with his hands. Mrs. Yarby helped him unwrap his surprise. It was...
What was it?
What was it? A wind-up...
Train.
Yeah, a train that made a lot of noise. Every time it bumped into something, it turned around and went the other way.
What kind of a noise? What kind of a noise?
Fudge liked it a lot. He always liked that noise. Anything that's noisy. I said, that's a nice train. Ms. Yarby turned to me. Oh, I have something for you, too. Uh-huh. Peter. I reminded her. My name is Peter. Yes, we'll go get it. Ms. Yarby left the room again. This time she came back with a flat package. It was wrapped up, too. Red ribbon and all. She handed it to me. Fudge stopped playing with his train long enough to come over and see what I got.
Awesome. Yes, sir. Did you wake up, Tiffany?
Yes.
Yes,
She's up. She's running around. She's getting ready right now.
I took off the paper very carefully in case my mother wanted to save it. And also to show Ms. Yarby that that I'm a lot more careful about things than my brother. I'm not sure if she noticed. My present turned out to be a big...
Thing.
Yeah, thing, yeah. Picture. Dictionary. Picture dictionary. The kind I liked when I was about 4 years old. My brother, my old one, is in Fudge's bookcase now. I don't know much about big boys, Ms. Yarby said, so the lady in the store said a nice book would be a good idea. A nice book would be a good idea, I thought. But a picture dictionary? That's for babies. I've had my own regular dictionary since I was 8. But I knew I had to be polite, so I said, thank you very much. So it's just what I've always wanted. I'm so glad, Ms. Yarby said. She let out a long sigh and sat back on the sofa. My father offered the Yarbys a drink. Good idea, good idea. Mrs. Yarby said, what'll it be? My father asked. What'll it be? Mr. Yarby repeated, laughing. What do you think, Hatcher? It'll be Juicio. That's all we ever drink. Good for your health. Mrs. Yarby pounded his chest. Of course, my father said. like he knew it all along. Juicio for everyone, my father told my mother. She went to the kitchen to get it. While my father and Mrs. Yarby were discussing Juicio, Fudge disappeared. Just as my mother served everyone a glass of Mr. Yarby's favorite drink, he came back. He was carrying a book. Okay, you ready to go?
Well, I thought our